Hello, welcome to the Jessie at Home Stitchopedia. This is Jessie, and in this video I'm going to show you how to work a single crochet, how to work it into your chain stitch, and then how to turn and how to work the single crochet back into itself. Okay, this is just a basics on the single crochet and working into your starting chain and turning. Nothing fancy, no fancy bits with the single crochet. So, to start off, you're going to make your slip knot and you're going to chain. So here's my slip knot, and I want to make a row of, we'll say 7 single crochet, which means I need to chain one more than the number of single crochet I want. Okay, if I want 7 single crochet, I need to chain 8. If I want 100 single crochet, I need to chain 101. If I want 12 single crochet, I need to chain 13. All you do is add 1. Okay, and you'll see why in a minute. So I said I want 7, so I'm going to chain 8. Okay, this slip knot does not count as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now to work into your chain, on the Stitchopedia entry that I did about the chain stitches, I talked about the various parts of the chain, but let's look over it really quickly again. This is the top of your chain. This is the bottom of your chain, or the bottom of your chain. These loops up here are considered the front loops. These loops back here are considered the back loops. And these loops, these ridges down here, are considered the bottom loops or the bottom ridges. When I learned to crochet, my great-grandmother taught me to go through both of the top loops. So I would go underneath these 2 top loops, and then that bottom loop or ridge was underneath my hook. So the top loops were on top of my hook and the bottom loop was beneath my hook. Okay. A lot of people, and I actually, when working through two loops, what I prefer now to do is actually go through the back loop and the bottom loop. So you're going through the back loop and the bottom loop. So the back loop and the bottom loop are on the top of your hook, and the front loop is on the bottom of your hook. And then you can really work into just one of these as well. At this point, like I said, when I go through 2 loops, I like to go through the back and the bottom. It's just kind of easier to get your hook in that way. But what I actually prefer to do most of the time is work through just 1 loop, and that's just the bottom loop only. So I kind of turn my chain over and go just through the bottom loop only, which is nice because it puts the little teardrop shapes along the bottom of my work. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to single crochet. I'm going to show you by going through the bottom loop only of your chain, because that's what I like to do. But you're also going to make sure that you're following your pattern if you have a pattern. And you're going to keep in mind that you can, there's some play to this. There are some options, so I just wanted to point those out to you. Now, when you start your single crochet, you're going to place your first single crochet in the second chain. You're not going to place your first single crochet in this chain right here, right up against the hook. You're actually skipping one, which is why we had to add one. Okay, so like I said, I like to go into the bottom loops. Okay, so this is the bottom loop of my first stitch, and I'm skipping that one. I'm going into the bottom loop of the second loop stitch, which means you're going from front to back under that bottom loop. Okay, now you have the loop that was already on your hook, and then you have the stitch. We went into the next stitch, which is right here, and then you're going to yarn over. Going to pull that yarn over through just the stitch. If you went through 2 loops on your stitch, then you'll pull it through the 2 loops. If you went through just 1 like I did, you're pulling it through just the 1. But you're pulling it through just the stitch. So at the end, there are only 2 loops left on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through both loops. And that makes a single crochet. And you're going to keep going across. So again, I'm going into this bottom ridge. I'm going through that. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pull through the ridge, pull through the stitch, and there are 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And I'm going to keep doing this. I want 7 of them. That was 2. So this is number 3. Go into my stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through both loops. That's 3. I'm going to keep going. Okay. Insert my hook into the stitch. Maybe. Sometimes it gets a little tough on the first row. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. That's 6. So this is number 7. Insert my hook into the last stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through both loops. So I have now done 7 single crochets here. Alright, now I need to turn. I need to go back and make another row. So you may have noticed that our stitches, we work them kind of from the top. And right now I'm at the bottom, right? So I need to get up to where the top of my stitch is. So what I'm going to do, now that I've turned my work and I need to get to the top of where my stitch is I'm going to chain 1. And that lifts me up a bit to be where the top of the stitch is. Now I'm going to single crochet 7 more. Now I'm not going to work into that chain I made. Okay, so you see this loop right here, right there, that is the chain I made. I'm going to ignore that as if it doesn't even exist because I want my first stitch to go into the last single crochet that I made. And in this case, unless your pattern says otherwise, when you're working on top of existing stitches, you're going through both loops. Okay, this is the front, this is the back. Okay, front loops, back loops. But unless your pattern says otherwise, you are going through both loops. So I'm going to ignore the chain. I'm going to put my hook from the front to the back underneath both the loops of the next stitch. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through both of those loops. And there are now 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over again and I'm going to pull that through both of the loops on my hook. And I have made a single crochet again. So front to back and under both loops of the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Front to back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, front to back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, let me try holding my hook this way just so you can see a little better. Front to back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Front to back, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. I don't do very well holding my hook in that direction, but helps you see. Alright, and I have, I'm wondering, am I at the end? But I only have 6 single crochet. There's still 1 more. When you're first starting, you may need to count. Alright, so we're going to go through the last one, make the last single crochet. And then to turn, we're going to do the same thing. You turn your work and you make a chain. And again, we're going to ignore this chain. We're going to start right here. Again, now this is the front of our work and this is the back of the work. The front of the work is the part that's between my work and my body. The back of the work is the part that's facing away from my body. Okay, before this was the front and now this is the front because we've turned our work. So we're just going to keep on making these single crochets. That's all. There's going to be 7 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn my work again. Now this is the front and this is the back. Make a single chain. Skip the chain and start working the 7 again. Okay, there's about 4 rows of single crochet for you. So you can get yourself, if you want to just practice some single crochets and you want to actually make something out of it, a good thing to do is to get yourself some of that 100% cotton yarn and chain enough to make 8 to 10 inches, and then start single crocheting until it's a square, and you've made yourself a nice little washcloth. That 100% cotton yarn works great for a washcloth, and you can actually make yourself something useful that isn't as long as a scarf, so it's not going to take you forever. A lot of people start off and they make a scarf and they never finish it because they get tired of doing the same stitch over and over and over again. So I like to suggest, get yourself, once you get the hang of making this stitch, get yourself some cotton yarn and make yourself a little washcloth. And you can make a bunch of them and give them for presents, and people will think you're just so incredibly crafty and awesome, and it's lots of fun. And then you can come back and watch some more of the Stitchopedia entries to learn more stitches. All right, I hope that has been helpful for you. Have a great day.